You've been into modeling. You've been into selling habits. You've been
Habex.
into, yeah.
Herbalife.
Oh,
Continue.
oh yeah, have a life. You've also been into being a gym instructor. You've sold a lot of things. You've been into security system. I don't know. You're selling some sort of security services. You've been a
Ish,
bouncer. You've sold, what are you saying, cocktails and stuff like that.
yeah.
So, out of all of those businesses, do you have like any success story? If not, what do you think is the common denominator? Do you think bureaucracy is one of the factors why you didn't move forward? Even right now, you're also still into other things. So do you feel like bureaucracy is something, say, it can block success of someone that's trying to be enterprising and make money for themselves and a living for themselves? But first, let's define bureaucracy. What is it in the context of business?
Okay, I think bureaucracy in the context of business will be like an overlayering of processes that oftentimes they become lengthy for one to actually get through with the whatever that they're trying to achieve, right? Just the overlayering of the processes and yeah.
All right. So a lot of times when young people are talking about business and everything, they speak about how the government is blocking processes. They're not able to move forward because of the government.
Yeah.
So I want us to bring it back home. Out of the businesses that you have encountered, that you've been into, how did the government block you? What are the bureaucratic processes that blocked you from getting to your success on the other side of the whole tunnel, seeing the lights?
Okay.
I want us
So
to bring it back home. I give a thought we're superficial things.
yeah, no, okay, fine, fine. All right, but bear in mind some of the other things obviously were not like proper businesses or not like businesses. I was just probably doing sales. I was probably doing being hired by somebody else, just more like part-time jobs, right? But the one that actually was a full-on company was a security. Once done the whole process of registering a security. Do you know the veteran process of the security company?
No, I don't.
It's a very prolonged one. The lady, do you know that the lady, or I don't know if it was defense or something, right? She came to my home in Mahalape to continue with the vetting process.
Is
I kid you
it?
not. Like it just happened coincidentally that at the time I was in Mahalape. So they came. I see a BX car getting into the yard. I'm like, huh? Yeah, then they start inquiring. Fortunately, I was there, so I start answering some of the questions. But yes, they did go to my parents' house,
Okay.
like without my knowledge, obviously, because that's the part of the vetting process. But my argument is, right, you see how long it is, and it's not just to that's just to get the license only, not nothing else, just to get the license. It is a really long vetting process, right? Now imagine if I had like investors on the line. Let's say I roped in investors from other countries. They have their funds and they're ready to invest in the company as soon as possible, or already have suppliers that they really need to send the goods, and we need to kick the ground running, right? And now I'm still going through the vetting process modes.
So how long did it take the vetting process? So I know maybe it might be some time ago, but how long did it take for you to complete the process, like from starting registering the company up until it was up and running?
I think I
If you
want to
want to like put
believe
a number to or the time duration of the bureaucracy of the processes.
it was about 6 months.
6 months.
If not 6 months, yeah, around 6 months.
So 6 months was to get a license, or what entailed? What does the 6 months entail? The first month was this, second month this. I
Yeah,
want you to
the
take us through
initial
the
part
process.
was obviously the registering of the business in the company, all that, right?
That one doesn't take long. We can agree on that one.
That one doesn't take long.
About a week, it's
Hey,
done. All right.
but the prolonged one was the license part, like the vetting process.
So it took about 6 months for you to be
Hey,
done with the
so
vetting.
cumulatively everything, let's say 6 months.
Okay. Fair point. But then, do you think it's about bureaucracy or it's a game of patience? Because even in terms of working, just employment, You know how you start grade 1 up until Form 5 and go to tertiary for 4 years, all for one job, yeah, 3,000 when you're starting.
Yeah.
So is it a game of patience or it's a game of bureaucracy? Because I feel like sometimes you're not patient enough. You know, things take time.
Yeah.
Imagine how long it takes you to make 3,000 from employment.
Yeah.
Grade 1 up until Form 5 and then
Yeah.
tertiary.
Yes, yes,
You know,
yes.
sleepless nights go tertiary and then you start working. Maybe that's you work immediately.
Yeah.
You can get that 3K after 3 years of waiting, you're sitting at home.
Yeah.
That's how many years of waiting. So where do we strike a balance here? Okay, there's patience, just being patient about the process, and then also saying, yeah, this is bureaucracy. I don't gotta do a speed sale.
Okay. Let me walk you through the company registration, right? It's like a week. I got recently. Remember the one that I asked you to do the secretarial thing for? It had a back and forth for more than a week, right? They would send me changes, right? Or they would return it and say, oh, you need to fix 1, 2, 3, right? I fix and then they say, fix 1, 2, 3. I fix and then they say 1, 2, 3, right? So that on its own, I think if one had, right, one has, they had really tenacity to actually keep going. Yes, they have the tenacity to keep going. They will keep going, right? But for some people, they'll just feel like, you know what, this back and forth is not worth it. Let me just now get a job. Let me just not pursue this anymore.
But you know what the thing is? Kind of that's why I get it's a game of patience. When you truly believe in something, you will pursue it and see it through. You never believed in the end goal. If you truly, truly believe in something,
But sometimes it comes
you
with
will.
extra cost.
The wait comes with the actual cost. So
The
let's say
waiting
the
period
waiting,
might come with extra cost.
like,
I've recently been following this gentleman called Strive Masiwa. He's a billionaire. I think he's one of the guys. Econet. He's the one of founder of Econet, right? Zimbabwean. So this man, I think it was 93, right? He when he incorporated the company, he applied for a license to run to be in the telecommunication space, right? And at the time, there wasn't such license that was given to like private companies, right? He had to fight back and forth with the government, and we're talking a span over 5 years. 5 years, him injecting all his funds towards the legal battle, all the way to a point where he even said in some interviews that he had to like really cut his lively cost, try to live be as frugal as possible so that he can just invest all his money into what he's focused on, right? Which is winning the legal battle at the end of the day. And apparently, he even got the licensing in Botswana before the Zimbabwean one.
wow.
So now imagine if he was able to get it in Botswana, right, before the Zimbabwean one. Basically, what I'm getting from that is, it can constrain you. If imagine you're in a developing country, you're in a developing economy, and you get so constrained that you start looking into other countries. So it was just different because he was a visionary. Imagine I'm just the guy who probably even I don't have like multiple sources of income at the time. I'm just hoping that I get this license and I already have investors on the line. In the event that I don't get the license, or the duration of getting the license becomes super prolonged, I give up on it. Then what does that say? The bureaucracy around it, it could imagine if Econet had started there in 93, right? Imagine where it would be. Right now, he's a billionaire, right? Could possibly he could be at Elon Musk level if he had started earlier, but he didn't because over 25 years, give the government back and forth. He had to fight until he won the legal battle.
I totally, totally get your point, Yagare. Sometimes it costs you money and maybe also psychologically it affects you.
Yeah.
How if it's something that you believed in and then it's taking long to come to fruition, you might as well just fall back on employment.
Yeah.
But also, I also feel like the level of investment waiting on something and the time that you have to wait mo go kara o emetse gore e iragale, it also there's a direct correlation between that and the return on that.
Yeah.
Because ga o sa batle go ema o batla go dira things immediately o ka rekisa magunya wa apaya flower tsatsi eno o eme ko strata o rekisa magunya tsatsi eno.
Yeah.
You don't need a license for that. You don't need to wait on anyone. But you see how much money you're going to be making from that. But then if you're going to be doing something major, then you have to be willing to play the long game, the game of time and patience. So maybe we should also try to be a bit more patient. So also, speaking about licenses, so licenses are the main thing that's inhibiting businesses from moving forward, given the main bureaucratic process around
I think
business.
right now I'd confidently say it's like one of the major, like the ones that are really super constraining.
So how do you think it can be made better? What should happen? Because also there's an element of trying to protect kareng, maybe the country, the consumer and everything. You're trying to make sure that the consumer is getting the rightful things.
Yeah.
And if you have a trading license with the council, like usually retail stores have a council license, some sort of trading license with the
Yeah.
council. Council e kgona gore ba go ira di-check check gore ba inspection gore go a beilwe yang di-stofo di le so bona gore ane re sa itse gore jama fela and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now we know because there's like a regulator,
But-
there's
but
someone that's
then
giving out
again-
that license that registered with them.
Yes.
Oh, when,
But since you mentioned that, right?
hey,
So the bureaucracy thing comes with not so updated processes, right? All those procedures, all those steps, all those reporting levels, they don't update the process. Like it's so hard when you want to be innovative. It might take a while for you to actually get through, right? So sometimes your business might not make it because it didn't pass the paperwork. It won't even reach the
Yeah, good
market
point.
because it didn't pass the paperwork, right?
but then if you don't pass the paperwork, if you're taking it to retail, why don't stuff se better?
No, okay. That one
Why
I
you
was
not
just
passing the
I was
first
just
stage?
relating to like technology level. But in retail, now the reason why I'm saying that the processes become outdated, right? Apparently, the same charge that is charged to a big retail store, same applies to like a multi-million pula retail store. Still gets the same charge as a but couple of thousand thingy restaurants, the ones that make about let's say with 300K or so in a year. They still get charged the same. Now this is where my baffles me because if you can update them, then are you saying that regulation, that the bureaucracy is it really there for public interest? In what sense? If we're saying we're looking at consumers' perspective, right? A bigger retail store, that means a lot of people consume from that store, right? That means a higher population wise. And then a smaller restaurant, only a niche, right? So if you're charging them the same amount, are you really regulating on the same level? Are you really comparing apples to apples?
I get your point, but then also, maybe they're looking at a perspective, they're hoping that you're going to grow. So imagine if you're going to be creating another bureaucratic factor, every time when you reach this amount of sales, now you have to register as a medium-sized entity. When you reach this amount of sales, now you're a large company. It calls for more regulation. So maybe giving you one license is also killing off part of the bureaucracy. So what do you say to that?
But it's already there. But my thing is, as much as you just mentioned it, it already exists. When you
is
reach
it?
a certain not within the license part, but within other regulation bodies, right? When you reach a certain threshold, you
Okay.
get this. Your regulation increases, so it's already there. Why not just replicate the same model, but now just make it better so that when you now regulate on that sense, you're saying we're comparing everything and it will make sense because that let's say the charge is like, let's say the penalty is about $1,000, right? $1,000 in a multi-million pula thingy, that's petty cash, right?
True.
$1,000 if I'm making about 10,000 in a day or in a month, right? That $1,000 I am slightly going to fill it.
Yeah, true.
It's probably what I will be sort of paying towards my employees. It costs them. You're
But then
really
why do you have those charges? What is wrong with what you're doing? You're a small company supposed to be more manageable. Why is your stuff dirty when you're cooking for 10 people a day? Can't you wash pods? Really? Because
no,
also
but
there's that.
no, yeah, yeah, it's existing. But my thing, but well, if you're a bigger organization, then how come you can't hire more staff to do it? How come you have the post doing it? How come you're taking shortcuts? That's so yeah,
So what now it's like for like. So
it's not
maybe
really
that's why
like for like.
because I feel like when these policies or things are agreed upon, it's people sitting on a round table discussing these things. Maybe the point is like a smaller company should be able to manage this whole thing. A bigger company can be able to hire more people and wash the pods, wash the whatever the grillers and everything.
Yeah.
So they're comparable in a way. And as much as the charge is the same and they're not gonna feel it the same way, but however, managing the store somewhat comparable.
My thing is not comparable. I think it just trickles down and just disadvantages the smaller men.
Well, yeah, Ronnie have a disadvantage, but not looking at the punitive side, the other charges in terms of maybe getting a license. Is it the same for a smaller company and a larger company in terms of
But I want to
retail?
believe it's like if it's like a same license, then it should be about the same. If there's like an exactly same the exact same license, then it should be the same.
Okay, so maybe like are these things applied for online or is it a physical thing you have to go to the council?
O kila uta mangaro fill a form online, I can say.
So it's all
Yeah. Okay,
like
I'm
manual.
not sure about every other process, but kira hella whether your life hella out or I'm just renewing my bar license online. Have you ever heard anybody say that?
It's not about to have employment. I want to have the license. I say,
But that's the thing. Like, that's the thing again. Imagine I'm a sole proprietor. I run the business alone. I'm doing everything alone. It's my restaurant. Everything, right? And a small thing. Now go to spend a whole day go canceling for let's get a license. Get your license.
So maybe the solution would be to do like SIPA where you're doing everything online. If you're not doing something right, someone
Exactly.
says.
That's if you now improve the processes, make them more convenient. I can do it on my phone while still waiting for my next customer. But now having to go to the thing and just queue for hours and hours, and then when I'm just about to get inside and I got the system made down, then I have to come back tomorrow. Who's running my store, right?
Yeah, true that.
Exactly. So it really affects us.
It really affects us. Gotta feel like if we're given maybe those licenses, allowing people to try it out and fail. Kore ga motho a tsene mo teng a ska diwa ke license. Ha e le gore you want to go into micro lending, get that NB3 license ka bonako. Do your thing. If it fails, you move on to another thing. So maybe I think I get the point there. It's also killing that spirit ya motho o e leng gore o batla go leka something. Because I've seen a social media guy. He was planning on a bar for like since last year.
Yeah.
I think you know him. I think when I did a license because when the license came, he license usually and he can start trading.
Yeah.
But this thing has been there. The buy has been there. Let's see the remote thing and everything.
Exactly. Yeah, and imagine if now he had like funding from some investor. So the whole time, let's say investor about reporting your first quarter or first half of the year. And first half of the year, when I used to similar trader, you're still waiting for the license.
Do I need a bella?
No, do I need this year? But
1 year.
Oh no.
Not quality.
Oh no, you discount because your beer is about to expire in 6 months.
Yeah, true.
Hey, but my chat is
It comes at a cost.
it comes at a cost. It delays you. Right.
But maybe it's better for how similar also idea about similar apply a license or no. I don't know how this can work.
And that's the thing. Sometimes you can't because you'll need prior paperwork for that license.
Oh yeah, true.
Right.
True.
So you need to
How most people on barasa more he has to have a physical location for you to apply for the license.
Exactly. Sometimes when you have to apply for, let's say, anything. What was it? I think was that the goat thing, the funding for goats and
I think I remember
I
it.
think some of them required you to have like leased land or something or lease in place, right?
Oh yeah, that's where the catch is. Or you need to have something first before you can apply the license. You can't run them parallel. So
So mo gongwe go dependa mo gongwe. So it's a really lengthy process. The time the time you actually enter the market, it's probably late now people who have moved. Customer consumer preferences, they change over time, right?
Yeah, you're
There
right.
was a period. There could be a period where pork is in the in is an in thing. How about ten? Itlhela go jwang nku yang?
I don't know.
No, but itlhela go jwang nku? People don't want pork no more.
Do you think, Helen Mehwane, that people that are exempt from this whole thing of waiting of the bureaucracy, what people are these? What kind of people are this? Because if you look these things apply to an average individual almost. And again, you get these processes, but there's obviously people that are getting this licenses much easier.
I think the way that the layering is, it calls in for. This is why we see like it spikes a rise on corruption and briberies, because I'd see a person who works in that office, right? And I'm like, if I can give you this much, can you fast track my application so that I get it within a month? If imagine there's a thing that takes about 6 months, and then I fast forward it to a month, right? Let's say I've seen it like a thingy, an opportunity somewhere that, and it has to, I have to apply within 6 months, and force that person what's other that check out corruption. Then they go for unethical ways. Corruption rises up. It gets more worse and worse, right? So it doesn't really help much.
And also, don't these licenses make more money for the government? Like getting a license, you sort of a tuck shop license, you like below 5 billion and stuff. So
I
why
think
is it such a hard process if it's also making money for the government?
No,
Allow
exactly.
people to get in hell and collect their money so they fail and then they try again
My
next
point
year.
exactly, like especially like the ones the other departments that really don't create much revenue, right? They should focus. They should be giving them out like crazy, because this is like revenue. You have people that are going to renew. If you give them a license for like 1,000, and you know what, at the end of the year they're gonna give you like 500 and another 1,000. That's revenue into the government. Why not just fast track it so that we
Hey, but what's in a
madi.
hell?
Cycle madi. As much as we were saying we're trying to control the market, we don't have a market, or sometimes how enough
There's
to
not a
be
lot of us
to
who are
want to
better
control it
congested.
to that level.
True,
Yeah.
true. Just allow people to get in and fail, get in and fail, get in and fail. It's making money anyways.
And then they will realize, no, that my calling has been employment.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So now, what interesting thing that I've noticed right now? This is an opportunity for someone out there to develop something for the government.
Yeah.
I don't know how easy it is it's going to be. Korean, and the problem is that now it's also the well-connected people that are able to develop this thing and pitch it to the government.
Yeah.
An average person who develop this thing, by the time we pitch up with government, the government since I sharp budgeting, there'll be someone else who's going to be favored by the system, and then they're allowed to create this for the government. So someone out there that's enterprising enough, if you have the connections and everything, this is your chance to like develop something for the council. So this thing can be run completely digitally. Not completely, because there are other people that are enterprising, but they don't have access to internet and everything.
Yeah.
Maybe just keep and still maintain like a small portion of the manual
manual,
process. Most of it digital. So this is the chance I got to prototype or something. Don't pitch the whole thing. Don't spend 200,000 on something. Say, accept that kind of how it's in process. You don't know. So I think it's better to just get to the prototype stage, pitch it to someone who pitch it, and then see where it goes. Because this is something that can actually work. One pula mo the license fee here, one pula hela.
It's a solid model if you can run past it, and they accept it. Now the problem is when they take that idea, right? And then
make
they
it their own.
no, not make their own. They realize they need it, and then they tell you, no, you have to follow the procurement process. and then it calls on for, and then basically you were trying to come up with a way to reduce the bureaucracy, and then they just show you what this is bureaucracy works. This is where, and then they show you what this is where we are. Rona ha re change, yeah. And then they go, no, we hear you, but since you already brought the idea to us, let's just advertise it openly for other contenders as well. Exactly, I think that's possible.
When you're speaking right now, I'm realizing that since we've already tried something IT, like developers and stuff like that, I'm like, this is something that I'd actually try and prototype and everything. But I'm just thinking about what now you have to go and look for someone to pitch to counseling. I'm like, no way. So psychologically, I'm already affected. I'm not about this life.
Exactly my point. Like, for you to actually now get to the stages, you're already exhausted.
Well, pele kore gape go senka motho mo pitchetsang ko counseling. Re o tsena ko counseling ko. Kore I was listening to Cass the other day on a podcast.
Cast.
Hey, I work at La Bala for I'm ministering every day. Motho amo hit the hell. I'm like, I cannot do this. This can't be me.
Exactly my point.
Like,
Like,
so mona taka prototype ya go nyana go ne go kubia ko counseling kwa. O te motho ga yo boso ga yo re tsena be go hit the hell. I'm like, I'm not going to be a part of this thing. And go counseling go na di email tota. Ka re go bua ka molomo le telephone. Le fax.
actually,
Le fax ho.
you know, sometimes you can try to email a certain department,
Uh,
and then you realize that the emails are not working, and then you have to deliver a letter physically.
Think go bata bo di fax ya na bo fax number ya no check gore fax e go
You
re.
know, that's why even when I see, sometimes when I hear people talking about AI and taking jobs, I think from our perspective as a country, I'm not worried.
No
No,
ra gona AI ka go tsela ntiro.
if we can't just sort out a minor email problem, how are we going to customize AI to actually now do somebody's job?
I think maybe that one is applicable in the private sector and the government sector.
Yeah, government,
AI
but then
is
again,
not a
but then
struggle.
again,
Yeah,
remember,
one is doing anyone's job. AI
but then again,
government.
remember, government is the biggest employer I can.
Yeah, it is. But then, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you have a point there.
Yeah.
So you feel like maybe that people with connections by they're the ones that survive bureaucracy. This whole processes that only for people by it's an average person trying to get into the entrepreneurship sector.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if what I'm saying is that's why it calls on a lot of corruption, because if you know someone that knows somebody, that's how people now ended up prevailing through.
Good, also, I feel like, how do people get to know people? I think this goes back to networking because no one is born knowing people unless you're already born into old money or something
Yeah.
like that. But I feel like, how do we crack the code of knowing people? Because, I feel like I struggle a lot with networking. Just to touch on a bit on it, how do you network? Because you have access to people where you're working right now.
Yeah.
You have access to CFOs. You have access to a lot of people by Langkore, they can put us on a lot of things. Right now, our podcast is struggling. Give it a shoot like a company because CFO like so what exactly is networking? How does it happen? Because I feel like I don't know how to play the long game. You get someone like get a high, that type of thing, and then tomorrow it's another thing, another small thing, and I'm just following through with this networking type thing. How do you do it? Have you done it before? Is it something that you're looking into? Because that's how you know people.
I think that's what I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn that. As much as I'm learning how to like be more on public speaking, I'm trying to learn that as well, like how to network and how to actually have relationships that are really meaningful and they drive to. And but you once mentioned that about value, right? Like bringing value to somebody. I think networking would work if I'm bringing something to your table that you'd be interested in, not me asking for things.
I think people of higher status, they don't want you asking for jobs and sponsorships. I get you're looking for a connection to say, I have this prototype,
Yeah.
plug it in your system. So you're also offering value there.
Yeah.
But for you to be able to know that person, you should have played the long game of
Yeah.
meeting this person at a function of some sort, so you have access to them and you have spoken to them. So yeah, no, now my challenge ke gore, I don't know how to network. I don't know how to keep up with small talk. It's not going anywhere. I'm just playing the long game. I'm not gonna approach someone who gets maybe it's the CEO of somewhere and say hi. I can't do that. I feel like it's taking so much energy from you. Like, I don't know.
I know, and I related. So I relate heavy with what you just said. The other time I saw, I was in the gym, right? I saw really this man that I look up to. Deep down, I want him to be one of my mentors or like a mentor, right? He's like a CEO somewhere, right? He was working out Hoba Palen, dog. But I didn't even say anything. Nothing. Couldn't not even I think I think
Eh.
I could have used an opportunity that since I'm more like fitness wise, I think I know better than him. I'm more learned in the space. I could have probably assisted him with his form, right? And then that could lead to something. I think that's what I feel at times, because I realized
Almost
like
bought that row, like I'm raw.
exactly like I realized hold up, the gym that I work out at, right?
Uh-huh.
It has a lot of really successful people
And I
who
feel
are
like the
really
people that are successful, but some did class, a lot of them, rich people usually love classes.
classes. Some it couldn't highlight the whole gym, right?
Uh-huh.
If I could start really being that person who's really super friendly in the gym, Matata, I get there late, headphones, I'm all in, I'm all out. So I think I need to. That maybe today I'm going to say after this I'm gonna say hi to someone who I'm working out next to. Just friendly talk for like 2 minutes and then just go.
But you should be willing to play the long game if you're
No,
going
the
that
idea
route.
is I can hold out if I'm saying hi today, hi tomorrow.
Look at the little things.
Next time, big man, next time, right?
Come so it's a birthday ya gagwe o motetsi di biscuits that he likes, he said he likes, kana motetsi creatine, something. That's how networking works. You know what?
Exactly.
Or you have to like research on this person, get to know the little things about them, shock them once in a while. You're like, oh no, I know it's your wedding anniversary and stuff like that. So I bought you this gift. That way you stick in someone's mind. Because if you just say hi, you're like all the thousand other people that are trying to get something from him. They're all saying hi. But another one. So like if you look at, I struggle with playing that long game where I have to know your birthday and stuff like that. But that's how the world works. That's how you network. That's how you know people. Because otherwise, hell, like you're gonna stay the same for a long time. You're just gonna look for a job, and then even now because you fail to network, now you have like this brilliant ideas. You have no one to pitch
Them
to.
to
The solution we had, we're able to pitch it because we knew someone that was able to give
exactly.
us the platform to pitch. It didn't go anywhere, but getting that platform to pitch is a lot of
I've
work.
really got it above all of all ideas that we've had.
Mm.
Like the fact that we actually went ahead and pitched it
Mm-hmm.
not once but twice. It like sort of motivated me to a certain extent that no, there is like light,
What
right?
about
Yeah.
networking?
But
It's all a result of
it all
networking.
goes back to networking.
Well, but networking is tough, man. It's very tough. I wish I could like be more social and stuff like that, but it's so hard for me, man. Like it's especially because usually people in higher power or higher status, it's men. So it's very hard to network with men. Men are weird people. Like
I don't bet I would.
not all of them, but the moment you're a young girl or young woman, you're trying to approach this guy at the gym, or feel like he's a CEO, it comes off the wrong way.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like also men of the higher status should also stop looking at younger women as looking at them for something else. Good in his head, he does not think you're coming there with an idea or you have anything to give other than a sexual relationship now. One sort of
Yeah.
good than one as a guy, if you go to a man of higher status, they feel like you have something to offer.
Yeah.
As a woman, I don't think they look at you that way. That man is already elsewhere. Or whatever favor that you're returning to them is now no longer a business. They're putting you on so you can give them something else. Yeah, it's not like a business relationship anymore.
Yeah.
So it's very tough. But I feel like, yeah. And then women are not very friendly. These are just my opinions, by the way.
Yeah.
It's very hard to approach a woman than it is to approach a man. Like,
Fair enough.
generally,
Fair enough. Yeah,
you know.
it is.
So it's very hard to network, but it's something that one day you crack the code, yeah, thing. You meet someone, maybe on LinkedIn and stuff like that. You guys talk, and then it's all business. He's also happy to help you. It
And then,
happens.
and my other thing is connecting on LinkedIn. Ish. I feel like even the commentary at LinkedIn, it's so what's the word? Like it's not real. Like we would just say the way it was like why Robert stuck in that little matrix thing. It's not real. Like it doesn't feel human. It's
Be
like
different then. You can really
it's
see the
not
standard. So try to be different
there
from
was
there.
only one like post AK Boning. It was like recently ailing like really humanized. Yaha Malik. He said something about he was listening to Yantak song, blah 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 blah. I was like, okay, this is relatable, right? Not because of the genre, but just generally, it just felt relatable.
So that's where the world is heading to if you're trying to. So you have the solutions to your problems. So relatable things. For example, if you meet someone at the gym, for example, a CEO, if you say you want to be a mentee, they've had that a lot of times. You can't say that They've had this so many times. It's the cliche line that has been preached a lot on social media. If you're trying to get someone
Get
or
him
get a
and then
job
yeah,
or give out the horror mentor and stuff like that. So that
yeah.
one does not work. So you know the code, use it.
I don't have the I don't know the kind of what
Be
I don't
real.
know where to start, right? Anywho,
Be real.
wait,
This
wait,
guy's
wait.
gonna work
Let's
out
continue
mentorship.
the conversation, bro. Oh,
All
yeah.
right. So I want to talk about the hidden benefits of bureaucracy. Do you think that any benefits of it, though, despite the killer entrepreneurship spirits? We're going to touch on this one briefly before we move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Just the advantages of bureaucracy. Because for me, for example, I'll give an example, the advantage I think. If you really want something, and then maybe it's taking a bit of time, it gives you time to refine the idea. It gives you time to research, guy, this thing, is it something that can actually work before you actually go ahead and invest mo go yone. How it like idea? Go nna monate tota, go nna bonako. Kore if everything was there gone for you're gonna feel large because you feel like this thing e ka bereka. So for me, ke feel like it gives an element of being able to analyze, to critically analyze what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So that's one of the benefits of bureaucracy. If you're taking like 2 months to get a license, it gives you time, even financing wise. How similar to the first funder, the first angel investor, let's do this together.
Yeah.
So enough for me, I feel like it's an advantage, is a plus. So do you think that any other advantages of like licenses taking long, registrations for things taking long with the government and things like that?
I think the one advantage, which is also like a disadvantage as well, it can help with protecting the public still. In what sense? If we're just dishing out licenses and whatever with minimum compliance, right? You get that people would just be there serving like giving subpar, below par services, right? So in that sense, if there is like a little bit of regulation on it, as much as it can be frustrating to the entrepreneur, but it also helps them grow into the idea, become more technical, understand fully what they're trying to do, right? And generally just improves the quality. Now, I can take it from perspective of like I got most of my working history is on audit, right? Audit, right? Imagine if there was no regulator, right?
It's not
And
your audit.
yeah, and if
Because
they
they're
did,
about to this then submit this financials to the bank and get money. So
hey,
you're
and
blocking us as
exactly,
auditors. That's
and
also
also
regulation.
yeah, well that one. Also, if there was no audit, then people would be frauding. A lot of frauding would happen, and also even BRS wouldn't even get what is due to them, right? And also, even if those audit firms were not regulated, they'll just half-ass through, right? And then just sign off, get that money, move on, sign off and get that money. But now that we know that there is somebody who's regulating, they immerse themselves into being super technical. They want to understand accounting deep and standard by standard, line by line. So I appreciate that from that perspective. But from a perspective of an entrepreneur, it's very frustrating and it gets tiring, honestly. But
I
yeah,
totally understand. So basically what you're saying, like, bureaucracy, yes, it's important. Not bureaucracy, but processes and
yeah.
regulation is important. Just let's minimize it. Let's not overstretch it. Kore gone yana, mogodu o kgona go apaya ka dikgong 3 hours, but there's a pressure cooker. Tsenya mo pressure cooker ring.
I think move
Wa
with the
bona, move with
times.
the times.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
move
No,
with
I
the times.
totally
Like,
understand
yeah,
what you're
line
saying.
it with the time, with the moving times.
Because at the end of the day, you kgona gore be e re thusa. And then moving on to the second segment of the episode, I want us to talk about why foreign capital leads and then local talent follows. So basically, we can start off by defining the gap because if you look at it, it's very broad and it's very technical and it's very vague. Maybe we
Yeah.
can start first by defining what I believe this is, what it means. Foreigners usually have the equity, they usually have the capital to finance the businesses, and then us locals are employees.
Yeah.
A lot of us are not enterprising enough. Maybe yes, because of the same bureaucracy and everything, but maybe you can also define it in your own terms. The statement is foreign capital leads and then local talent follows.
Yeah. Okay. From like long story short, most companies in Botswana that are operational, profitable, are owned by foreigners, right? Foreign nationals, right? And most of the employees are Botswana, right? So the gap is that if you don't have enough, we don't have enough our Botswana who are at the level of at the level of running multi-million pula companies, right? We don't
Why is
have enough.
that? Because at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, the reason why I so want to be an entrepreneur is because as an entrepreneur, you build a structure
Yeah.
and then hire a CEO, and then hire a CFO,
Yeah.
hire a COP, I don't know,
So
COO,
yeah,
things like that. So you've built a structure and that it's going to be run by educated people who are local people.
yeah,
So these people have the expertise to run a multi-million business.
yeah,
So, because a lot of times why I want to be an entrepreneur so bad is that if I'm striving to be at that top level, then it means that I have the capacity to run my own thing. So why do I want to piggyback on someone's idea? Can't I think for myself? So why is that? Because at the end of the day, if you're at CEO level, it means that you can run these funds. You know how to source them, you know how to mobilize them, you know what's supposed to
you know
happen.
everything that's supposed to
Or
happen. Yeah,
and then you just probably report to the entrepreneur here and there. It's usually like a group of maybe entrepreneurs, maybe at a high, in bigger companies. So why is that? Why is there this gap? Because clearly we're skilled. I get it.
yeah.
So why is there this gap between the equity and the talent?
One, we're risk averse. I think we have and I think it was drilled down. Programming of years of from
Who's
school.
programming us?
I think
I want to understand these things. These things why I did to that we feel are programming.
no.
Who said that? Bereka, Sky Dressipe? Who say that to you?
Now I think okay. Well, from my perspective, personal perspective, no one else, right?
Uh,
When I first started school,
uh,
from primary, no one, literally, I've never heard any teacher promoting entrepreneurship.
But then, okay, sorry to cut you there. You feel like our generation is not the same as the previous generation. The 70s and probably early 80s, their parents were not people that were working. So their generation had to be the ones that work.
Yeah.
The previous generation before our parents were people that were farmers, getting money from selling cows, kana ba go bereka ko mining, ko South Africa.
Yeah.
So working was a good thing because ba bereka ko mining, you're raking bands, right? So the next generation, the kids had to be working. Well, because it was still an in thing or how I bereka ukwalat or whatever.
And I don't think
that ends with them. Yeah, no,
no, I think
it has to get better generations. We're not getting better.
I think might be the last one. If the coming Gen Zs, right, gonna get Gen man, yeah. If the coming ones, we decide to cut honoho, right? If your son no marare, from hell at the beginning, Oscar no marare, when you grow up, you want to be a lawyer, a pilot, blah blah blah. When we grew up, it was it was so like was so limiting.
Okay.
Like you'd learn how to know when you grow up, you want to be a lawyer. Parents are excited when you want to be a pilot. Parents are excited. There was no without a lawyer, pilot, just workers, just a bunch
But
of
you
workers.
know why? They were coming from a generation of teachers and nurses. Hell.
They were from a generation
So
here.
lawyers and engineers, it was something that was now different.
So I'm hoping the next line, that's when we'll break the chain. Because right now, our line, our generation, yeah, later, but it hasn't like solidly like gotten out of that programming. We're still sort of stuck in it. We're still stuck because to an extent, go santse go na le some who solidly, who really, really, really love security. Like
Sometimes you don't love security. You're forced to be secure. You have a house, yeah, but that 12K every month. Don't let me take a entrepreneurship.
no, I'm not talking about the ones who are already in. No, the ones who are just starting out. They want security.
You need to work to not want to work. The first step after finishing school is for you to start wanting to work first. I get, and then I will want to hold this thing. It's kind of crazy. Why am I here 8 hours every day? What are we doing here? Have I sold my soul? That's how I am. You have to work first, otherwise, it's a stage.
Yeah.
For other people, maybe let's say in South Africa, that's different. I've seen, because I watch a lot of podcasts. There's like Botato Rampage, there's like the guys by after school they decided they don't want to work.
Yeah.
But they be late South Africa these days is not that common. Moto khana gore ha etsa form 5 metric but I don't want to do the school thing anymore. It's a common thing. It's not yet here, but it's a
Yeah.
very common thing in South Africa. I feel like the Gen Zs have broken that whole thing of working.
Oh,
But otherwise, I feel like even here it's coming. Gotta hella. Mo Botswana, you have to work to not want to work. You don't start off from school where I want to be an entrepreneur. That's one thing that I've realized. Otherwise, how can school boni to after? Gotta tlhaloganya go ya no yo thehela no mo gore ngwa sokola. I go wan tlhaloganya gore being an entrepreneur in Botswana was because a lot of us are just coming from average families.
Yeah.
But when an entrepreneur or a job, it's very hard. Because you don't even have that mental space to think about anything else other than wanting to get a job. It's easier to think about these things. You have like some sort of security and everything, or how do I break out of this thing?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's the case. I've never seen any, unless you're coming from like a rich family. I want to be an entrepreneur.
No, oftentimes like you have like a little bit of you have cushion. If all fails, they can still figure something out, right?
True.
But if you're from a family where now you have to pay black tax, then if all fails, the whole family fails, right? Like that really depending on you.
True.
And funny enough, even if that haba depend on like that, right? Still, I think more when that's why I'm saying that sometimes I think it's even like a culture thing. You'd see even those foreign nationals, they would know that family depends on them. They will run their businesses knowing the family depends on them.
Yeah, fair
To a
point.
point where they move with if I'm moving, they move with all the family, grandparents, everything to Botswana. And they would live in one house. Like that's just going all in. I think we're taught to be risk averse.
But who's teaching us these things?
The community, everyone.
At what point do
But
people
that
sit down and
in our
discuss risk
subconscious,
averse?
in our subconscious. When
Why
I was
will it take any kinds of risk averse?
my shot is when I was when I was young. I base it on me, and I think other people had like better childhoods, right? They knew better. They had parents who'd give them like better guidance, or that community. So basing it around my community, my neighbor, they knew I was like, okay, he's a bright kid. Instead of other things, they found, some would say "Go bata o nna lawyer," some would say "Go bata o nna-" you get like it was they found jobs for me. They wanted me to be a worker. Well,
But that's all there was. Go swana le bogologolo hela. O no ruta about sex before marriage, but you still decided to know there's better out there. I can approach this thing differently. So these things, you have to learn new habits for yourself. You have to learn
no, I
a new
agree.
mindset for yourself. If you like, it's like this whole thing here, buffet. You're picking and choosing what you want to get from your culture and your community and everything.
Yes.
Other things you choose, where I decide, but then other things we feel like we have to be very myopic. I don't know. We've been taught to do this and that. But otherwise, how do you think we can bridge the gap between this whole thing, going over and above being employees and now actually creating value? Because I feel like we're a very underdeveloped country. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity. And like this bureaucracy can be killed off by a system.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity for a system. There's like a whole bunch of things to develop the country to get it to next level. This is all opportunities. One has to be just conscious of the environment. We're preaching being owners of equity. But then at the same time, we forget if you're an employee, for example, if you're an accountant,
Yeah.
or better financial statements here, and then you go to a meeting, you see one or two smart things, and then you're done for the day.
Yeah.
When you have to now, you're the owner of the equity,
Yeah.
you exercise mental muscle.
Yeah.
Exercise once, and then you benefit from that structure. But one of that mental muscle that you exercise, trying out things, them failing, trying them out, that's not easy. It's easier to be an employee than it's easier to be
We
an equity
agree.
owner. So how does one get to a point? Because I've listened to a lot of audiobooks on entrepreneurship and trying to make money. They give you a framework. You're never given an idea. What thing, yeah. So the idea gets so it's
I'm
just the
not right
frameworks.
now. It'd be like I'm off them. The reason being, I feel like they're all the same. They just
Not all the same.
repeat the same
They
concept.
teach you the
No,
framework only.
you have to find this thing, passion, blah blah blah. Be aware of the risk. Da, 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 da. Yeah,
True. So now how do you get to a point where you are now able to identify things that you can actually do in terms of business? Business is not as easy as we think it is. It's easy to do the easy stuff working about real estate. That's why I accept the applications about. I feel like a lot of people have where they flock in. Bonebo real estate, bo Malteres, bo ke batla dipudi tsa lesate tse di brown tse di turang tse.
yeah.
Can I want the cement tile or whatever. So it's never anything unconventional. So how does one exercise or get to a point where they can be an unconventional thinker? It's easy to be an employee, to be honest. And as much as go to wrong and depend on someone else, but then also it's a huge risk financially. You're trying to be risk averse, but then you're limiting yourself to one stream of income. So this mental muscle, how do you exercise it to actually be an equity owner?
I think sometimes it's just exposure. I think
What
exposure
type of
can work.
exposure?
Like exposure in terms of the stuff you listen to, right? The let's say what the even the shows you watch, but even when you get a chance to travel, try to open your eyes to see other things, right? What you can replicate in your own country, and all those, I think they count for something. I think they can help you bring the idea to life, and then you'll take it from there, right? I was watching. You remember I rewatched the part. That gentleman, wow, something something model, the Don Vista, something something, the model of being investing less.
I remember the guy. I don't know his name.
Yes, yes. So you're talking about the guy who owned Walmart. Out of the guy who owned Walmart, now he had pride in the fact that he had been to more retail stores than anyone in the world. The reason being, in every store, in every shop, he wants to learn something new about the Hobana setup and then go replicate it, go Walmart over and over again, over and over. Even when they're on vacation, he'll go into a random store. Why now you think it's just a general dealer in the village? What? And now he'll learn something from it. And then he just goes and try to replicate it.
This was complex because you mentioned something very interesting. I don't know how to say it.
Some that was
But in a store, because someone there's also someone that went the same amount of times as him in the stores. Maybe one of the bananas in the bananas.
Exactly my- exactly
Any
my
business
point.
model. So I don't know how people you can open up your eyes because you can go on vacation all the time.
And
No
then-
someone is saying, "Hey,
Exactly. Big fan. Hey, I
Usually a
think-
big fan of
so
vlog. At
I
that time, there's like a
think,
lot of things
yeah.
around you. You have to be like conscious of your environment to make money.
I think that's yeah. I think that you're going on a conscious. One time I was watching this movie, and was an American app. Basically, what it do similar to InDrive, but I was just like put up a service that I want somebody to do. Could be land clearing, whatever, plumbing. I'll just describe it, and then accept that offer or match, right?
Wow.
So I watched it, and as soon as I watched it, I try to note it down, trying to replicate it. I think another person replicated it. Small but honest still. I think like a month later, I can see I was even trying to because it's engaged like a friend of mine who knows all the app development, what. I became one a similar idea. Huh? That's when I realized why actually people out there actually if you really want it, you can just open your eyes to it.
Yeah, right. It's just all about opening eyes. Because also I've realized what a lot of times maybe if you're going to be looking at Botswana and comparing it to South Africa, we have a smaller population.
Yeah.
So a lot of models that I've seen to be working in a small population country is still you're got to things that are highly priced.
Yeah.
You break them down to be cheaper for an individual. Kore wa ba groupana bo re tsang this thing ke ke tare kgawaganyetsa. O sa gore ke rayeng.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it because I don't want to say my ideas also le nna.
Yeah.
I'm still yet to try them out.
Yes. No, I get you. Yes.
God hell or Motswana way let's like cake. Me cake is 5,000. When I be the middleman.
But
The
just said
model
it's
NO send you sent me a one model. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Gotta be that middleman or I can like sort of cake. Then lenga te mo khona o itsela khonanyana, but I'm gonna be earning 50 thebe to that khonanyana ya cake. A small population country where people are earning below 10K. One just being a middleman, getting big things that are priced heavily, have to the pricing. If you can just break them down and be a middleman and be able to sell a small portion of that thing to an average individual, like, it's 50 thebe yana gago. And then because it's cheap, you're able to like put it across the entire population because it's very cheap.
Yeah.
You'll make more money. So if you look at it, a lot of models me in other countries, sometimes they won't work in Botswana.
I saw model one Nathan, the model law tech shop. Model law no tech shop ela wa sukiri. Sukiri they ya go buy align to like smaller yana packages.
Exactly.
It was I think one of the big stores saw it and then they replicated it. Yeah, no, obviously because now they have the numbers. But as a model, you realize how people sometimes they don't have funds to buy a big one, but they want a day to day, right? I just want sugar to have tea today and tomorrow, right? So how Nzalo, I make sure you can have it. I'm getting the sugar and Nzalo now for consumption.
This idea is also there in tuck shops. Like, one la rice at 5 pula go tuck shop.
Exactly.
But the problem is that I think maybe we have low self-esteem in Botswana. How na le that idea? Why go kgona go elevate and say, "How you kgona go tsaya sukiri and make a profit from go kgawaganya?" Why can't this idea be applied somewhere else and somewhere else and somewhere else and somewhere else? There's so many areas where you can apply this model because we're trying to accommodate we're not a very high earning country.
Yeah.
So how about like what solo across the population? So someone can afford it on a day-to-day basis.
I think why one was scared to I don't think it's scared. Also, when it comes to like scaling and expanding, go na le limitation gape, Vicky. That's now it goes to that.
What is the limitation?
Limitation now, let's say I want to expand my business. I've been running a tech shop, barely compliant, really limited limitations in terms of compliance. I've done like little to no compliance, right? No bookkeeping, like Masmamong owes this much, right? Yeah, no, it's time for me to now want to expand. And when I go to a financial institution, they'd say they want financials that the past 2 years or a year, whatever, right? I agree on the whole thing, expand or no. So that will limit me to expand. After getting the first no, because happen against gets no confidence in the idea. Then done.
Low self-esteem. For you to be a millionaire, you have to be a millionaire in your head first. Before you are in real life. If you don't see it in your head, it won't happen in real life. If you see it in your head, you're working from the goal and backwards. How you won't get them. I don't know how this works, but there's a truth to it. People that
100%, yes.
I don't know how people that even in the employment, I don't know if it's the universe type thing in energy.
Yeah.
People that said would make money in employment are making the money. People that are confident, like even in our class, like people that are confident are actually making the money now. Because I don't know what it is. It's like the universe aligned from that confidence hell, and then it fed from that hell, and then things are just now popping. So even with home when at the millionaire type thing, you need to have it in your head first. If you don't see it, it's not gonna happen because you don't act like someone that's trying to get there.
So I think if you see it, you build the habits, and then if you build the habits, you work towards it, and then you end up achieving it.
All right, so your last words to Motswana out there, a young Motswana, how do you break out of employment? And how are you trying yourself? Because you're employed. You're also speaking to yourself.
Right now,
Actually, speak to yourself.
right now, I've been saying I have king now because the first quarter of the year is done. Right? My point, my thing is right now, I'm going to be really frugal as much as possible, so that for the frugal with money, frugal with my time as well, so that for the next couple of months, I try to give my energy towards every little bit of an idea that I thought would work, and try to push it to fruition, right? I mean, I know that not all of them would reach fruition, but if I can push as many as possible, if I can like push when it fails, know where it failed, but come through with another one, I'm sure somewhere along the line I will get like my first breakthrough.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Just like if you're at that point, try to be as frugal as possible with your time and funds, and just invest them on. Like I found like a new sort of role model. Strive. At the time, I met Econet. He said, you know what? All the money that is coming from his other side businesses, he was fighting the legal battle all the way in until the 98, from 93 to 98, and he got the license. Bro is a billionaire. Forbes. Can I get USD?
The journey is
Yeah.
tough, but it's worth fighting for. But also, you should know what are the people that fought for 10 years and didn't get anywhere. So think about it and let your kids, your inner thing speak to you and say, this is where the money is at. So, yeah, I feel like, yeah, that is very true. Be patient with yourself and also just think about the things that you want to do.
Well, now
And
what's your take? Your last words?
now, my last words are that employment is not a bad thing. That's the easiest way to get funding. So, and as much as we speak so much about being an entrepreneur, the first stage could be employment. Try to get funding, your employment. Goes back to good dads. Try to capitalize on your excess cash. Try to find your things. I
Yeah.
don't get like my diamonds in because the game of entrepreneurship is the game of rolling the dice. You're not gonna get a six the first time. I keep saying this, so you keep trying and even employment, you have to apply like 20 times to get just one, even more than
Exactly.
20.
100. I don't know what's Abilo's interview quote.
Exactly. So it's
Yeah.
a game of just numbers. One day something will catch. So I feel like yeah, those are my last words. Let's try to build something for ourselves. Employment, yes, it's good, but yeah, man. I feel like we're young guys. Let's build something. Let's build. Let's not all go into content creation. Let na gona na when we're starting this episode, re ipotsa ka ntse re reng, ne batho gone.
We're trying to figure out how did we end up here?
So yeah. Anyway, we're out of here, guys. Next time,
Alright.
are people even arriving here in our episodes? Ka re bua re le one.
Alright.
People get into this point.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so.
A re je dikgang re le one hela.
Man.
Anyway, bye guys.
Thank you.